Welcome to my Etec590 artifact, the Etec algorithm e-portfolio. The first thing you will see when you visit my homepage is that I mentioned the purpose of my e-portfolio to be demonstrating my personal growth throughout the MET program and to reflect on the significant shift in my views and thinking that has impacted my path as a back-end developer in the technology sector. This production is designed with an audience in mind. It is my intention to serve as a professional developmental resource for my colleagues in my workplace, whether computer science educators, educational technology experts, or back-end developers like myself. So everything you will see, from the smallest details such as using operational operator in the title to breaking down the content into discrete units, following the modular design thinking, is meant for this specific audience. Before presenting my MET goals in the homepage, I was keen to highlight the reasons for joining the MET program and my belief that the educational lens can enhance our design and development process. Here are my 4 learning goals. The first goal is to gain a deeper understanding about the philosophy, theory, and research that presently informs the educational technology practice and to apply these aspects in the technology integration of my workplace. The second goal is to apply knowledge and skills to create educational resources aimed at broadening interest in computer science education. This is in line with the prominent need for more diverse talent in our field. The third goal is to further develop a critical perspective in order to evaluate and draw a conclusion about technology developments in specific areas, novice programming environments, gamified learning systems, learning analytics, and learning management systems. The last goal is to further develop a holistic view about technology beyond the computational thinking to include political, cultural, ethical, ecological apparatuses of technology. These goals have guided my choices of the courses and the majority of my work in the MET program, and the sampling selected to my audience line up with these objectives. The last thing you will see in this page is a statement of education and technology philosophy. My beliefs about EdTech have shifted dramatically from where I started. The MET has allowed me to view a more nuanced image of EdTech in terms of a trilogy between education, human, technology, education, and human technology relationships. Following that, you will find a short video about the 5 core values guiding my EdTech philosophy. To create an organizational structure in my e-portfolio, I've decided to use a framework and a metaphor that reflects how I contemplate the MET experience. I also think that this framework is suitable to the designated audience of the production. I regard the journey in the MET program as a guiding algorithm. I termed the EdTech algorithm for bridging the gap between education and the industry world. The term algorithm simply means a set of models to solve a problem or accomplish a task. And this metaphor is coming here to solve a problem which I termed as the one-way bridge. The one-way bridge has 2 components. First is bridging gadgets to a place of absence. The second is developing technology mirroring the biases of the elite privilege. So this is Etec algorithm models in the planning phase. The Etec algorithm is composed of 3 models: the teaching and learning model, and in this model has 3 components: Etec500, Etec530, and Etec512. And then the second model in the Etec algorithm is the technology model, and this is composed also of 3 other courses: Etec565A, Etec510, and Etec524. And the third model is the socio-technical model, and it is composed of 3 courses: Etec565B, Etec540, and Etec521. This is how the 3 models are represented inside the framework page, and I provided here a brief explanation for each of these models. For each element of the 3 models, I decided to use the spiral model to present it. Again, here the spiral model is known to my audience. If you hover here at any of these phases, you will find a brief explanation about it. The last thing you are going to find in the framework page is the visual representation of the elements of each of the 3 models and their links. Besides the grid-based layout you've just seen in the framework, the user can see all the models from the upper menus and navigate to any of its components. By this, I made the structure of the e-portfolio visible and transparent upfront to the audience. The visitor also have the option to navigate and flip the individual elements in sequence using the navigational links at the bottom of each page. Let me walk you at one of the elements of the teaching and learning model, the Etec500. So the teaching and learning model is mainly the foundational model that helped me to build knowledge about the educational domain and gain profound understanding of the context and the insider's perspective. Its elements endow the human-education relationship in my philosophy. I was keen while selecting the artifacts of each element or course to choose the ones that allow me to demonstrate the interconnection between my field and the learning experience, and to draw my audience's attention to this connection. So for instance, in Etec500, I thought that the experience was valuable because it allowed me to guard against my preconceived biases while reading the research papers. And this is something that we don't practice or study in our undergraduate degrees, and as a result we don't inherently have it. So after the visitor have an overview about the experience, they will go and look at the conceptual design or the conceptual thinking behind the production, and then they will get here to the implementation or the actual artifact. Next to the title of each artifact, the visitor will be able to see the associate codes. I want to highlight that most of my artifacts are text-based. So to work around this limitation, I offered the user visual summary along with the original artifact. The visitor won't need to leave the page to view these items. They are embedded in pop-up windows inside the same page. I would like also to draw your attention that the visual summary is not the same for each artifact. The form and the content of the summary varies according to the original content, and also depends on what I want to say in the evaluation of my experience. Following the implementation, you will find the reflective outcome and the thinness of my thinking and how these points transfer to my context. I use the same process with all the other elements and their artifacts. Aside from that, the ePortfolio has provided me with an excellent opportunity to showcase the knowledge and skills that I have learned throughout the MET program. It enabled me to critically evaluate my academic work and reflect on the invisible aspects of the learning process by opening up about the interconnection between my own discipline and each and every hop in the MET journey. I was able to articulate what those experiences mean to me at a personal and professional level. In short, I believe this product speaks to the whole me. Personally, I don't see an end to such effort. The input I've received on the planning and execution phases assisted me in refining this product, and I anticipate that I will be able to improve it further as I receive more feedback. And as I embark a future initiative aimed at training immigrant and refugee women interested in becoming developers, I can always go beyond the course framework and revisit my cache of MET gifts.